Welcome to episode 27 of The Grocery Guru. We're here with Andrew Grant. Andrew, how are you doing?
Morning, Darren. Are you well?
Hey, I'm very well. There's a lot going on in the world, but let's focus on grocery. And let's focus on a trending topic, NRM.
Oh, got me there. Is that a rapper, an 80s rapper?
What, like Run DMC?
Well, no, I was thinking more like as we're talking grocery, maybe a confectionery rapper.
Oh, I see. I was thinking you mean, what's up? So NRM, not really managing? No, was it standing?
Could be. I think it's Nett Revenue Management. I'm taking a wild guess there.
It is. So we're going to talk about Nett Revenue Management. Now, Nett, N-E-T or N-E-T-T?
Oh, that's a very, I don't think it matters, does it?
I don't know.
I'd go with N-E-T-T because that's a bit more accountancy and financy.
It is supposed to be the right way as N-E-T-T, but I'm sure no one really cares.
Right.
The Google searches have been going up and up over the last 3 years because we can track what people are searching for, what volume. So it's going up and up and up. It's getting more and more popular. Nett Revenue Management, or NRM, or optimizing revenue. What the hell is it?
Well, I think it is actually very topical. And if you are watching the Google stats, it's probably not surprising it's starting to peak again, because I think it's going to become incredibly important the next 6 months. Do you know the background, where it came from?
I know a bit about the airlines, but I'm going to leave that to you. Go on. Yeah,
so it's as most of these things, I think it's American derived. Basically, it grew up out of the low-cost airlines in the States, whose sole purpose is obviously to fill planes as profitably as possible. You know, if you're running an EasyJet or a Ryanair model and selling seats at $7.99, you've got to maximize the revenue from every single bum on every single seat. And that's where, I mean, Ryanair is classic. Some of the more outrageous revenue-raising tricks, you know, occur. Was it Michael O'Leary was going to charge for using the toilets at one point on Ryanair flights? But, you know, you charge for your baggage, you charge for refreshments, you charge for meals, you charge if you want to sit in the first 10 seats. That is effectively Nett Revenue Management in action, but possibly at its worst. I think why it's going to become incredibly in vogue the next few months, if you think about it, the economy is going to open up fully on May the 17th, is it?
Yep.
You're going to have the hotels back open, you're going to have restaurants open for indoor dining, and you're going to have the airlines flying again. And they're all, after a year in limbo, they're all going to be desperate to be maximizing the revenue from every single customer. Now, it's something the supermarkets coming onto the grocery trade obviously have done very, very well during the pandemic. And they seem to have done it without any perception of the customers being overcharged or stung. Your worry is with, and you're already seeing it with, holiday lets in Cornwall and Devon, twice the price of last year. An easy way of effective Nett Revenue Management is just fleece your customer, but then they don't stay with you forever.
Well, it's not a long-term strategy. Let me share with you the Wikipedia definition. It's disciplined analytics to predict customer behavior and to optimize availability and price to maximize growth. Now, that sounds a little bit like a scene I recall in Only Fools and Horses, where Cassandra was telling Rodney about how to maximize strategy and growth. And Rodney just said, look, we sell off a market stall. So my definition is really, it's about old category management. Now, people will say category management is dead. Category management can't be dead if it's just about maximizing the shopper's spend in your store. And how do you do that? Well, we have a mnemonic, RAPPP, which is range, availability, price, promotions, and you've forgotten the last one? Price, promotions, and...
What was the last one, sorry?
Range, availability, price, promotions. It's forgotten the last P, it'll come back to me.
Inside. Go on.
It's not a P. So I think net revenue management is a very close bedfellow of NRM category management are one and the same.
I absolutely agree. I think it's just how you package it for certain audiences. So, if you're speaking to a retailer, they talk category management. They talk the language of the shopper.
Yeah.
If you're talking to the finance director of a major brand, they'll probably be more enticed with the term net revenue management. But at the end of the day, if you focus it on the ultimate customer or shopper or consumer, whatever you call them, then all roads lead to that. And I think we've obviously developed the NRM Pyramid, as we call it.
Now, I'm going to do a shameful promotion of the NRM.
Is this one you made earlier?
This is one I made earlier with Post-it notes and sticky back plastic. I used to Peter, So this is the NRM Pyramid. And what we've got up here is increasing profit, what it's all about. We've got shopper, whop, fop, and pen, which is all about shoppers and maximising where you get them from. Is it weight of purchase, whop, frequency of purchase, how much they buy, or penetration, getting more shoppers. So the first two are about getting your current shoppers to behave slightly differently, and the third one is about getting more shoppers. And then we've got the 4 Ps of marketing, which is classic. And then we've got our 5 soft skills we call SPAIN: selling, presentation, analytical, influencing, and negotiation. And then we've got our own NRM 10 tools.
Yeah,
that's
and I think, as I said, I think that the timing for any of our clients out there is perfect. NRM is going to be maybe the buzzword of the next 6 months or so, as businesses, particularly supplier businesses. We talk a lot about the retailers in these things, maybe not so much about the struggles of suppliers. They've been basically spent a year, nose to the grindstone, churning out as much product as possible, because the supermarkets have obviously done extremely well. Now is the time to potentially use this, use our net revenue management tool to start making more profit from the, oodles of stock that they're pumping into the very, very successful supermarket.
Yes. Very true.
I'm doing it in a long-term sustainable way that, that focuses on still delivering shopper value, not going down the budget airline route of saying how can we take as much money from shoppers without really caring about it.
Yes. Yeah, very true, very true. So we talk about net revenue management. We've got a net revenue management pyramid that we've developed, which has a whole bunch of tools and a structure of how to approach net revenue management. We think it's going to be particularly on vogue, as you said, over the coming year. We've got supermarkets who have lost up to $500,000 in costs that they've spent on COVID, and we've got potentially a price war coming.
Well, there's all the ingredients for a price war, but maybe it's a bit like the Jersey fish war of yesterday. Very much hyped, but wasn't much substance to it. I mean, if I had £1 for every time I saw supermarket price war headline in the paper, I wouldn't be sitting here doing this today. I think we touched on it a few weeks ago, didn't we? With Asda, we're investing, was it 100 million, big 100 million price drop campaign, and we worked out it was like less than a halfpenny in the pound to the shopper.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I think it's the whole point of net revenue management. There's always the blunt tool of drop prices. Yeah. It's a very blunt tool. It's very easily copied, and it has a very short-term effect, if any. What net revenue management does is make you think much more broadly, much more strategically. Actually, what are all the levers you can pull?
Yeah.
And you come out of the other end of it with something much more sophisticated than, oh, let's just take 10p off everything.
Yes, because price is a race to the bottom. NRM would be the clever approach.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Andrew, I'm aware of our time. What's the one takeaway you want our viewers to take from this episode?
Bang us an email saying we'd like to know more about Nett Revenue Management.
Okay, shameful pitch, but I like it. All right, we'll see you next week. You take care.
Okay, bye.
Bye, bye.